Okay, so good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible to everyone. So, so this is my first class with you all guys, or is it is second
Morning,
class?
sir.
I think it is second class, right? So in last class we discussed this basics of graph theory. Okay, so this will be the second class, right? Okay, so okay, so are you all able to see the screen? Coloring of graph 9 soon. This screen. Yes or no? Okay. So it will be good if you interact, then it will be interesting. Otherwise, it will be boring. Okay. So when I ask something, please reply. And okay, so let's start with the coloring of graph. So again, I will start with the chapter 5. I mean, coloring of graph from beginning. I will start. So the topic is. So if you have something problem in audio or video, you please let me know. Right? I mean, if you cannot see the screen or you cannot listen me, then please let me know so that we can solve the problem. So coloring of graph. So as you all know, my name is Santosh Kumar. So I will be, I'm taking this week lecture due to, I think professor is not feeling well. That's why. So coloring of graph, or you can say leveling of graph. So in this thing, we'll discuss today. So today I would like to discuss scheduling and graph coloring. Okay. The second thing I would like to discuss that will be chromatic number of a graph. And then if time permits, then we can also discuss k coloring of a graph and k colorable graph. So let's start. So you all know what the graph is, and coloring means labeling actually. So it helps us to solve many real life problems. So in this lecture, the out like you can say after we will discuss coloring of graphs, its enumeration, or you can say numerative aspect, like narrative aspect and its application. Okay, so my writing is very good, you know already. So if you want me to read again, you please let me know. So in this lecture we would like to discuss like coloring of graphs, its enumeration aspect and its application. Okay, so let's start with one example. So it has very interesting application. So like for example, let me say you suppose you have six subject in a semester, or I mean all engineering background have suppose six subjects in a semester for different backgrounds, or we can restrict this. Suppose there are 10 students, and some students are interested in only some subjects, and we want to make the timetable for the classes. Like in one class we have so what I would like to say, oh, let me write it so it will be better, you can read it also. So first example I would like to discuss is committee scheduling. So you might have seen this, I think sir has started this topic, so you might have gone through. So again, if you have already done this, have you done this thing what I am doing today? Yes or no? Committee scheduling problem. I think I'm not audible. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So have you done this thing? I mean chapter
Sir,
5.
can you do this committee schedule?
Yeah, committee scheduling problem. So have you done or not? Yes or no?
Sir, can you write the questions
Oh, okay.
then we
Yeah,
can.
fine, fine, fine. Yeah. So just I want to make sure whether I'm revising things or we are doing new things. Just I want to assure that. Okay. So the example, first example, I would like to start. The name of the problem is committee scheduling problem. So let me write it. So it is like, suppose we want to schedule. Suppose we want to schedule, and if you are writing, then you can also write it, and I can wait for you if you want. So suppose we want to schedule a Senate committee meeting, Senate committee meeting into a designated weekly time period. Into designated weekly time period. We cannot assign two committees. We cannot assign two committees to the same time, to the same time if, so we cannot assign two committee to the same time if they have a common member, if they have a common member. They have a common member. So how many different time periods do we need? So this type of, just I'm giving overview of the problem. Okay, what will be the application of this cutting of graph? So like how many different time period, how many different time period do we need? Okay, this is the problem. So like this type of problem, suppose we'll discuss one problem like real life application problem. So we have six different subjects, 10 students, and a few students have few subjects. So how we can make the timetable for them so that no two classes if they have the common student, or we have six subject, we want to make the time examination timetable, final exam timetable. So obviously we cannot put the same time for two exams if they have common student, but if two subjects do not have any common student, then we can fix the time for both the exam. I mean, you can put the both exam at the same time if they do not have any student common. Two subjects, I mean, if two subjects have no student common, then you can put both exams together because they have no students common. But if any one student is common to both the subjects, then you cannot put both the subject at the same time. So for that you need some planning. So such type of questions we'll discuss. So let me explain more. So how we solve this type of problem. So this is just overview of the problem. So we want to schedule Senate committee meeting into a designated weekly time period. We cannot assign two committees to the same time if they have a common member. So how many different time periods do we need? So in such situations what we'll do. So let me explain more. So what do we do solving this type of problem? So what do we do? We create a vertex. So we create a vertex for each committee. So we create a vertex for each committee with two adjacent. So adjacent I explained in last class. So two vertex will be adjacent if they have a age between them. They have an age between them. So we create a vertex for each committee with two. This is two with two adjacent vertex or vertices. So we create a vertex for each committee with two adjacent vertices when their committees their committees have a common member. Have a common member. So what we do? Suppose we have 10 committees. Suppose so we will have 10 vertices, and we'll make a vertex and we'll make an edge between two vertex if two committees have a common member. Okay, we'll make the edge, I mean, between two vertex if both the committee have a common member. If they do not have, you do not need to make the edge. I mean, you don't need to join the two vertex if they do not have any common member. Okay, so we must assign. So we must assign labels, or you can say colors. Okay, we must assign labels or colors, or you can say slots. Like, so so we must assign labels or colors. No, or you labels, colors are time periods. Okay, so time periods to the vertices, like you can say, or you can say time period to the vertices. मतलब, first time period, second time period, like how many periods you need. So you can assign labels or colors or time period to the vertices so that so that the endpoints of the each edge, the endpoint of the each edge, so endpoints of the each edge receive different, the endpoints of the each edge receives different levels or different colors. So what do we say? If you are joining two vertex, then the endpoints will have the different color. Okay. So you are joining when they have the common member. So you have to give them a different color. Means different slots or different, you can say, levels, because they have the common member. So if two committees have common member, so you cannot put the meeting at the same time for both the committees. Okay, so you have to make the separate slots, so means separate color. or separate, you can say, labels for both the committee if they have a common member. So only will join two vertex if they have a common member. Okay, means we cannot put at the same time meeting same time for both the committee. Okay, so this enables us, like this enables us to find the number of required time period. See why this problem is more important. Suppose, for example, I say, okay, we have 10 committees. Okay, 10 committees. So you can see, okay, why don't we put 10 meetings in 10 different days, suppose. So that's fine. But actually, for the time constraints, we want to minimize the time period. So like there are 10 committees, and if you put one meeting in one day, it will take 10 days. But we want to minimize the time period. So that's why this is important. So we'd like to know the minimum time period. How many minimum time days or minimum hours, like we would like to take, or we would like to need, and we will need to conduct these meetings. Okay, so the thing is we need minimum time period. That's why this is important. So let me define one number, then I will go to the one example, practical example. So do you know the chromatic number? Anyone would like to explain? So what is the chromatic number? So I would like to define one thing, then we'll continue this example. So definition I would like to discuss for the chromatic number. So anyone knows, yes or no? The chromatic number.
So it is the least case as the G is K colorable.
Yes, sort of. So it is the like minimum colors you need or minimum levels, right? That's what I was discussing. So list, yes, the list number required or list color required. Okay. So in the book language, we write the definition. So the definition would like to write like, so it is what, the chromatic number of a graph G. So it is denoted by, so we denote it by like it is denoted by chi of G. So it is chi of G. So chromatic number is denoted by chi of G. This is the minimum or the list. This is the minimum number of colors, minimum number of colors or labels, minimum number of colors or labels needed. Okay, so you can say like minimum number of colors needed to level the vertices of the graph. Okay, so chromatic number is a minimum number of colors needed to level the vertices of the graph, so that vertices of the graph, so that adjacent vertices adjacent vertices receive different color. So this is important, receive different color. So you know the adjacent means you cannot put it together. So like adjacent vertices receive different color. Different color means different slots, different time period. Okay, so what that minimum number you require is called the chromatic number. Okay, so like this. So the chromatic number of a graph G denoted by chi G is the minimum number of colors needed to level the vertices of a graph, so that or such that adjacent vertices receive different colors. Okay, so how many different colors you need, that is the chromatic number, and minimum you need. Okay. Yeah. So let me write one problem related to that. So let me call it example. It is two. The first was the committing, but we have not given the data. So that was the overview of the type of problems. So let me write the question here. So this problem, the name is like exam timetable problem, exam timetable problem, or class scheduling problem, right? Timetable problem. So exam timetable problem. Okay, the name of this problem is exam timetable problem. Okay, so I would like you to think over this question, because I will write the question, then I want you to answer this. I hope you know this and you can answer. So you all are capable of answering this question. So let me write the question in detail. So suppose in an university, in a university, like in our university, we can consider. So in a university, we want to assign time slots, okay, time slots for final examination, final examination, okay. So in a university, we want to assign time slots for final examination, so that so that two courses or subjects, okay, two courses or subjects with a common student, with a common student, okay. So that two courses with a common student have different slots, have different slots, okay. So we want to make the schedule of the exam so that two courses with a common student have different slots. You know why you need different slot? Because suppose you put same time for the two exams, then common student will not be appear for the both exams. So you have to make the different slot for both the subjects, because they both can, I mean, common student can appear in both the exams. So then the number of the number of different slots required, number of different slots required, okay, then the number of different slots required is called what? So again, you want to minimize the slots. So how many na, what will the minimum number of slots so that exam will be completed, na? So that the number of different slots required, that number is chromatic number, okay. That is the chromatic number in which two courses are adjacent, in which, or you can say chromatic number of a graph. So right, chromatic number of a graph in which two courses are adjacent. So again, the meaning of adjacent, two courses we will put adjacent if they have, common student. So in a graph, two adjacent courses means they have the common student. Okay, means you cannot put the same time for them. So you have to make the different slots for them. If two vertices are joined, I mean they have the age between them. Okay, so this is again type of problems you need. And okay, data I have not given. I will give you the data. Okay, so I will write it again. So this is just type of problems. One more example I would like to say, like coloring of reason. You can say coloring of reason in a map. Okay, So again, you can think of like in India has like 28 states and 9 union territories. So on a map, you want to show them and you want to make different colors for them. So again, and the condition will be two adjacent two adjacent states or union territories you take together, so will not have the same color. So how many different colors you need, or how many different levels you can make? Are you getting? So that will come in the same category. Are you getting? So in a map like India's map, or you can say world map, so you want to color each countries. Okay. So the condition is two adjacent countries will not be given the same color. You have to give the different color. So how many minimum colors will be required? So that type of problem will come into this category. Okay. So let me write the question and now. So the question is, so exam scheduling problem I'm writing now. This exam timetable problem. So the question is, suppose the maths department, okay, the maths department want to schedule the exam of, you can class of, you can say like exam of, suppose subjects you can take graph theory. So in short, we'll note it GT, graph theory, statistics. Let's note by S.
So this problem is done.
Okay, done. So let me see how many of you remembers. Okay, so consider it as a revision. So I will check how many of you will be able to do this. I think your own. Okay, so let's see how many of you answers. You can write in chat also. Those who cannot unmute, you can write this in chat also. So I can see the chat, I think. Yes. So now those who cannot unmute, you can write in chat. So let me write the problem and then see how many of you answers this. And I will ask you why also. So the maths department want to schedule the exam of the graph theory, statistics, linear algebra, like, so in short we write LA, advanced calculus, so AC, or geometry, G. So I will continue from this in the next class also. So I need to complete this, and modern algebra. So MA. Okay. So how many subjects we have? So we have total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 subjects we have, right? So graph theory, statistics, linear algebra, advanced calculus, geometry, modern algebra. This 6 subject exam, we have to schedule the exam of these 6 subjects. Okay. So like simple, the person without any strategy, we can say, okay, we can put in 6 different days. So that's okay, but that is not required. That is not the minimum number of time we required. So we have to find the minimum number of time required. Okay. So there are 6 subjects. We have to make the exam slot, or I mean number of day we can conduct exams, so that no student will be common in 2 exams. I mean we can say no classes in the 2 subjects, no conflict. Okay, so let me give you like 10 students, 10 students have following subject or courses. Okay, so you can name the student like student A, B, C, D, E. These are 5, and next 5 is F, G, H, I, J. These are 10 students. The first student is A, second is B, third is C, fourth is D, next is E. F, G, H, I, J. There are 10 students. And what subject they have? So A has linear algebra, statistics. B has modern algebra, linear algebra, and geometry. C has modern algebra, geometry, and linear algebra. D has geometry, LA, and advanced calculus. Linear algebra, advanced calculus. E has advanced calculus, linear algebra, and statistics. Okay, F. So F has geometry, advanced calculus. G student has graph theory, modern algebra, and linear algebra. And H student has linear algebra, graph theory, and statistics. I student has advanced calculus, statistics, and linear algebra. And J student has graph theory and statistics. Okay, so there are 10 students, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay, they have different subjects, and we want to make the exam schedule so that no two exams, with common student have the same slots. So determine the minimum number of exam slots, okay, required. So you determine the minimum number of exam slots required for these courses, or subjects, without any overlapping. So without any overlapping. Okay, so now all of you have done this. So any one of you tell me what is the answer and how would you solve this? You have six different subjects. You have 10 students.
We will make the six vertices.
Yes.
Then we will join the vertices which have a common student.
Okay, one, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, so okay, I made six vertex. So let me name it like start with the vertex of subjects. So graph theory, statistics, advanced calculus, geometry, modern algebra, and then one I missed. So graph theory, statistics, advanced calculus.
Linear algebra.
Okay, so linear algebra I missed in between. Okay, 1 minute. So let me write in order. It would help. So graph theory, statistics, linear algebra, yes, and advanced calculus, geometry, yes, and modern algebra. Yeah. So now you have six vertices of six subjects. Okay, and you want to make the exam timetable so that no two, or there is no overlapping between four students with the common student actually. Yeah. Now how to proceed now?
Join the vertices having common student.
Okay, A student has two subjects, linear algebra and statistics. So you have to join linear algebra and statistics because you cannot make the same slot for both. Okay, because they have the common student A. So you have to make the different slots. So for different slot, you make the age. Okay, so you made an age, right? Then for B, B has modern algebra, linear algebra, graph theory. Okay, so modern algebra, linear algebra. So you join modern algebra and linear algebra, and you join linear algebra, modern algebra and graph theory. Sorry, geometry. This. and this. So for B it has MALAG. So modal algebra, linear algebra, and graph. So you cannot put these three subjects in one slot because B is the common in them. So you have to make the A's between them. A's means for different slots you want. Again for C, modal algebra, graph theory, and modern algebra, geometry, and linear algebra. Geometry and linear algebra. So they have already same. Okay, for like B and C have the same subject. D, a student has geometry, linear algebra, advanced calculus. Geometry, linear algebra, they are all joined. Advanced calculus, you can join this. Okay. Now for E, they have advanced calculus, linear algebra, statistics. Advanced calculus, linear algebra, so you join them, and they have statistics. So they are already joined. Okay, so advanced calculus has to be joined with statistics because you cannot put in the same slot. Fine. So if I do something wrong, you can tell me. For F student, geometry and advanced calculus. So geometry and advanced already joined. So done. For GS students, graph theory, modern algebra, linear algebra. So graph theory, modern algebra, and then linear algebra. Okay, can join. For H, linear algebra, graph theory, statistics. So linear algebra, graph theory, and statistics. Can join it. Okay. Fine. For I student, advanced calculus, statistics, linear algebra. Advanced calculus, statistics, linear algebra. They are already joined. For J, graph theory and statistics, they are joined. So is it the graph? Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now question is, what is the minimum number of exam slots you required for the? I mean, so courses do not overlap for common students. Yeah. So first slot, which subject you would like to put in first slot? So obviously non-overlapping, I mean student with not common. I mean you can say non-adjacent vertices, right? So tell me which subject you want to put in the first slot. Yes, any one of you can tell.
Graph theory and geometry.
So graph theory and geometry, fine, because they are non-adjacent vertices. So non-adjacent vertices you can put in same slot because they have no student common. Because they have no age between geometry and graph theory, so you can put in the same slot, there will not be any problem. So graph theory and geometry have different slots, have no common student, that's why they can be taken in the same slot because they have no common student. Why no common student? Because they have no age between them in the graph. Yes. So in second slot, which subject you like to take? So let me name it like this is the first color, so let me make it one. So one graph theory and one. In one slot, we have graph theory and geometry. Yes, in second slot,
Modern algebra and statistics.
so modern algebra and statistics. Again, they are non-adjacent vertices, so you can keep together. Yes, fine. Yes, in the third slot, so modern algebra and statistics. So second slot, second. Yes. Next. Now in third slot, which subject you want to put? So first slot.
Advanced calculus.
So if you put advanced calculus, so is there any vertex? So like 1 2 is written means they are already I mean done the slot. I mean the timetable has been made for them. So only you have left with advanced calculus, linear algebra, and they have an age between them. So you cannot put in the same slot because they have common student. So you have to make the different slots for them. So in third slot you can make advanced calculus. In fourth slot you can make linear algebra. Only you have this option. Right? This is not the unique way. You can make some other arrangements also, no problem. But the answer should be, you have to make sure you take the minimum, है ना? So you may have the different combination. This is not important what subject you make. Important is how many slots, number important. So like, what is the chromatic number for this question? So what is a chromatic number for this graph? X of g. Yeah. So which number is the?
4.
So for this graph, you have chromatic number 4. Like, so chi of g, this is 4 because minimum 4 slots you required. So like in the beginning, if those who do not have any knowledge of graph theory, like you may think, okay, put 6 subjects in six days. So that is okay, but that is not the wise, I mean, best uh, strategy. So we have this strategy. So we have only 4 in 4 days we can conduct, or in 4 different slots. I mean 4 hours, or you say 4 slots we can do that in 4 days. Like we can arrange so that one day 2 exams can be done because they have no common student. And then this. So answer is 4 for this question. So I hope rest students are also getting, because you have already done this. So you should know this and you should participate in the class, right? That will be better. Okay. So this is fine. Uh, at least you all know this. I'm happy. So you remember. So say this type of question will be asked in exam also, right? Those who understand this, you will perform well in exam also. Okay. So we can write one more question. I think you might have done this one also. So have you done chemical example?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this you have again, you also have done. Okay, so no problem. Let me check this. So let me write the next question. So you have done. So still I would like to check. So why don't other students participate? I mean, you don't remember or you don't want to tell. Okay, so second is like 8 chemical. So where I will stop, I will continue from here only in the next class. So that's why I'm continuing. So 8 chemical are to be shipped across country, you can say, by air express. Okay. The cost of, so the cost of doing this depends on the number of containers. So number of containers shipped. The cost of shipping one container is, let me call rupees 125. Okay. For each additional, so for each additional container, the cost increases, or additional cost, you can say, cost increases by rupees 85. Or you can take some easier number. Okay, so no problem. Like here I can take 100, here I can take 50 for easy calculation. You know, this number is not important, concept is important. Okay. So for each additional container the cost is rupees 50. So now some chemical, so some chemical interact with one another. Okay. Hence cannot be shipped, cannot be shipped together. So you have to put in different container. Okay. So some chemical interact with each other. I mean, so you cannot ship together. So you have to put in the different container. So the chemicals are labeled as like the chemicals are labeled as so like name of the chemical you say like C1 is first, C2 and so on. There are 8 different chemicals. Okay. So the chemical interact with each other or you can say interact with given chemical as follows. Okay, means interact means they come you cannot put in same container. So like C1 interact with so C1 chemical interacts with C2, C5, C6. C2 chemical interact with C1, C3, C5, C7, and C3 container interact with C2, C4, C7, and C4 container sorry chemical C4 chemical interact with C3, C6, C7, C8. C5 chemical interact with 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then sixth chemical interact with C1, C4, C5, and C8, and seventh chemical interact with C2, C3, C4, C5, C8, and the eighth chemical interact with C4, C5, C6, C7. Okay, so this is the given like so with C1 you cannot put this chemicals, with C2 you cannot put this like you have given. So the question now is how how should the chemicals be packed? I mean how many containers you will need. So how should the chemicals be packed into container? I mean how many containers you need? They want to ask minimum number of containers. Okay, and what is the minimum cost? What is the minimum cost of shipping the chemicals? Okay, so tell me now. You all are familiar with this example. So it's a very long example. Okay, yes. So okay, you can see now. So mainly important is this data, right? So we have 8 different chemicals, and we have to put into container and ship it to the other country. So how many different containers we need to ship these chemicals? So C1 cannot be put with C2, C3, C2, C5, C6, and like this. Yeah. So how would you solve this again?
We will put to the 8 vertices of representing chemicals.
Okay. So 8 chemicals are 8 vertices. So like let me make it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fine. Okay. So we can take more space. Put it above. So like C1, C2. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is chemical C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8. So eight chemicals are eight vertices. Okay, eight chemicals are eight vertices. This. Okay. Now you know that you will join two vertex if you cannot keep them together. So there cannot be a common container. So again, C1 cannot be shipped with this, so you need different containers for that. So different means you will make the age. Okay. So right, C1 will be C1 will have the age with C2. Okay. C1 will have the age with C5 like this. So you cannot keep them together, na? So C1, C2, C1, C5, and C1, C6. This C2, C5 you can make. Then C5, C6, or let me do it one by one, no problem. So for C1, C2, C5, C6, C2, C5, C6. For C2, directly make like this. So C1, C3, C5, C7. So for C2, you have to join with C1, C3, C3, then C2 with C5. Okay, and C7, C2 with C7. Okay, for C3, C2, C4, C7. For C3, 247. 4 and C7. Yes. For C4, 3, 6, 7, 8. So 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay. For 5, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And for 6, 1, 4, 5, 8. 1, 4, 1 will join, 4, okay, 5, sorry, oh, what I'm doing, sorry, this is, we're doing for 5, but we have to do for 6 now. Okay, 1 minute. 5 is okay. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. For 6, 1, 4, 5, 8. For 6, 1, 4, 5, 8. So 8 you have to join. Okay. For C7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So for C7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. And for C8, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for C8, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are already joined. So is it the correct graph? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you need to make the different containers. Okay, so how many minimum containers you need? So you have to make sure, okay, you have to take the minimum container. So you want to take the minimum container. So like C6 has the relation with everyone except 2. Okay. Hmm. So C6 will be shipped with C2, right? Or you can make with other also. Okay, 6 has also not a relation with 3. Yeah. So tell me, how would you make the first container? So which chemicals you will put in first container? Look at the graph and decide. So means you have to take non-adjacent vertices, but you have to make sure for others also. Like with C1, which one you want to take with C1?
C8.
C8 you can take. C7 you can also take. So which would you like to take? C7 or C8? No problem. Let's start with C1 with C8. Let's check. For second, so C1 and C8 are non-adjacent. Okay. For C7 will help, I think. Okay. For second, which one you like to take with second? That will make problem. With C1, if you take C7, that would be better because if you take C8, then you can again take C3 also. C1, C3, C8 are non-adjacent, but that will make problem. So what you do, you take C1 and C7 in one container. C1 and C7 are non-adjacent, and actually C7 has relation with uh, 2, 3, 4, 5, not with 6 only. Okay. So C7 is not adjacent to only 1 and 6. Otherwise, it is related to everyone. I mean, C7 is adjacent to all except C1 and C6. So C7 can be taken with either C1 or C6. Okay. So okay, let's check with C1, C1 and C7. Now come with 2. So C2 you like to take with which one?
C8.
C8. Okay. So C1 was C7, C2 with C8 because C2 and C8 are non-adjacent again. So non-adjacent means they will not interact with each other. So you can keep them in the same container. Okay. In the third, which chemicals you like to take? So let me label it. So okay, one and I named it one. In second container, C2 and C8 what's it? Yeah. So leveling, this is called leveling. Okay, 1 2 I'm making. I mean different color. First color you will do three C1 C7. Second color you will do 2 and 8. Yeah. Which one will I give you third label or third color or third container?
C3 and C6.
C3 and C6. Okay, 3 has a relation with, yes, the only 6 or 5 you can take. So okay, take C3 and C6. Yes, C3 and C6. Yes, and so you gave it third container C3 C6, and again 4 5 are not related. Now only you left with the fourth and fifth chemical because all are labeled. So 4 and 5 are only left. So you see in the fourth container, you do fourth and fifth chemical and all are safe. So you need again, so chi of this graph G is 4 you have. Okay. So the chromatic number is 4. I mean, okay, what will be cost? So for the first shipment, the charge is 100 rupees and additional I have taken 50. So how much will you cost? 100 for first and 50 for second. 50.
250.
Yes. So 100 plus 150, that is 250 rupees. So total cost we need is rupees 250. Okay. So that you have already done, I think. So that must have helped those who could not have understood better that time. Or this was a revision if you have done this. Those who have missed the class, that was a revision class. Okay. So I think that's all for today. So we'll continue this in the next class. So any question to anyone? Anyone would like to ask any question to me related to this subject? So if you don't have any question, then we can stop. Okay. And thank you so much, everyone. And we'll meet in the next class now. Okay. Thank you. And take care of yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.